Your child used to play Roblox for fun. Now, it's the only thing they care about. That's because this seemingly innocent game is systematically rewiring your child's brain in 3 specific ways. And once you understand them, everything will finally make sense. So a quick introduction, my name is Adair and I'm the founder of Game Quitters. As a teenager, I was completely addicted to gaming. But for over the past 10 years, my work has now been featured everywhere from the New York Times to Forbes to the BBC. My research has been published in medical journals, and I've helped thousands of families turn their addicted gamers into thriving adults. So the first brain change I'm going to share today explains why your child seems so completely unmotivated by anything except Roblox. And here's how it works. Every time your teen accomplishes something in life, like finishing homework, scoring a goal, or helping a friend, their brain releases a burst of dopamine. It's a powerful neurotransmitter that scientists sometimes refer to as the motivation molecule. Think of dopamine like your teen's motivation fuel tank. It's what gets them excited about pursuing goals and engaging with the world around them. Now, under normal circumstances, activities like sports, socializing, or academic achievements release moderate, healthy levels of dopamine. But here's what makes Roblox particularly dangerous. It hijacks this natural reward system by flooding the brain with dopamine levels that can be 100 times higher than normal activities, levels comparable to what researchers see with addictive substances. Let me show you exactly how this works. So here's a game called Adopt Me. It's one of Roblox's most popular games with millions of kids playing daily. It looks innocent enough. A virtual pet world where kids hatch eggs, care for pets, decorate houses, and trade with friends. But watch what happens with this egg system. See this egg? Your child doesn't know if it contains a common pet worth almost nothing or a legendary pet worth thousands of Robux. They only find out at the very last second when it hatches. This creates what psychologists call an intermittent reinforcement schedule, the same mechanism that makes slot machines so addictive. We call this the dopamine egg loop. Each hatch, each trade, each Robux purchase creates a mini dopamine hit. But because the rewards are unpredictable, their brain starts needing more hatches, more trades, more time online just to feel the same level of excitement. At home, this loop sounds like I'm almost done. Just 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes. Yet somehow it's 45 minutes later. Now here's what's happening to their brain. When experiencing these massive dopamine spikes repeatedly, the brain tries to protect itself by reducing its natural dopamine production. This is why you'll notice that although your child seemed to be having fun playing Roblox, after they're done, they almost look like a zombie. That's called dopamine exhaustion. Their brain's fuel tank is now empty. And game developers and tech companies like Roblox know just how powerful this brain chemistry is, and they've weaponized it against us, designing games with teams of neuroscientists and behavioral psychologists, whose job is to just keep your child playing as long as possible. When this happens day after day, week after week, their baseline dopamine levels drop so low that only Roblox feels worthwhile. Everything else feels gray, boring, and pointless. And they don't even understand why they feel so moody, irritated, or depressed when they're not playing. So when you're seeing your child struggle to control their game time, they're not being lazy or defiant. Their brain has been rewired to prioritize Roblox above everything else. Now, if you think that's concerning, wait until you see what Roblox does next. So here's the second brain change. To understand this one, you first need to understand something crucial about how the teenage brain works. Your teen's brain is literally wired differently than an adult brain, especially when it comes to social connection and belonging. Scientists have discovered that for teenagers, peer approval and social status activate the same reward circuits as food, water, and other survival needs. So this is why your teenager would rather risk getting in trouble than miss out on what their friends are doing. Now, gaming companies know this and they're using your teen's biological need for social connection against you. Look at this game called Brookhaven RB. Again, it's one of Roblox's most popular social games. There aren't really missions or objectives here. It's essentially a virtual town where the entire game revolves around chatting with friends, showing off your avatar's outfits, and displaying your virtual house and cars. But watch what's happening on screen. See the friend list, the party invites, the group rankings? This creates a constant social survival system that taps directly into their brain's social reward circuits, releasing the same dopamine we talked about earlier, plus oxytocin, the neurochemical responsible for bonding. But here's the manipulation. The game makes these social rewards feel more intense and immediate than real-life friendships. In real life, your teen might have to wait until school to see if their friends want to sit with them at lunch. In Brookhaven, they get instant feedback. Notifications pinging constantly about who wants to hang out, who's available to chat, and who thinks their outfit is cool. This is the avatar magnet. Their brain becomes addicted to this constant stream of social validation. And it explains why you experience such intense resistance when you say something as simple as, "Time's up." In your teen's mind, they're not just leaving a screen. They feel like they're abandoning their entire social world. Their brain interprets logging off as social suicide. What if their friends make plans without them? What if they miss important drama? What if they lose their spot in the social hierarchy? The fear of missing out becomes so intense that staying connected feels like a matter of social survival. But here's what's really concerning. Because these online social interactions are so intense and immediate, real-life friendships start to feel slow, awkward, and unrewarding by comparison. Face-to-face conversations require patience, reading subtle social cues, and dealing with awkward silences. While online they can edit their responses, use emotes to express themselves, and instantly connect with people who share their interests. Over time, their brain becomes wired to prefer these online interactions. They start avoiding in-person social situations, not because they don't want friends, but because their social reward system now expects the instant gratification that only online interactions provide. This creates a devastating cycle. The more they rely on games like Roblox for social connection, the more uncomfortable real socializing becomes. And the more isolated they feel in real life, the more they need their online communities. That's the avatar magnet. Because this social need is so deeply biological, trying to simply ban the game often backfires, making them feel like you're cutting them off from their entire social world. But the third change is what makes recovery so difficult for parents, and it explains one of the most frustrating behaviors you're probably seeing at home. You've probably noticed that even when your teen isn't playing Roblox, they seem completely unable to focus on anything else. Homework that used to take 30 minutes now takes 3 hours, or just doesn't get done at all. And they can't seem to sit through a family dinner without fidgeting or being in a rush to get back to their game. So what's happening here? Remember how we talked about dopamine and reward systems being hijacked? Well, that same process is also rewiring their attention system. Your brain has what scientists call a stimulation baseline. Essentially, the minimum level of excitement required for you to feel engaged and focused. Under normal circumstances, this baseline allows us to find satisfaction in activities like reading, conversations, or working on projects that take time to complete. But here's what Roblox does to this system. So here's one of the most popular games on Roblox at the moment. It's called Steal a Brain Rot. Watch what's happening on screen. Notice the pace. Every few seconds, something is happening. New creatures spawn. Upgrades appear. Other players attack. And rare items become available for limited times. Essentially, the alerts never stop. The game creates constant urgency and hypervigilance. When your child is playing this game, they're in a constant state of cognitive arousal. This trains your teen's brain to expect rewards and stimulation every few seconds, not every few minutes, hours, or days. This creates the attention drift, where their attention space has been rewired to expect a rapid pace in order to focus. This is why you'll hear them say everything else is boring except Roblox. It's also why you might notice they need constant background stimulation, like music with earbuds, videos playing on their phone, or multiple screens open at once. Their brain is desperately trying to recreate that state of constant arousal and novelty. So when a trigger hits like stress, boredom, or a friend's notification, their weakened attention system literally can't resist seeking that intense stimulation, even when they know they should be studying or sleeping. But for teens, this change is particularly troubling because their prefrontal cortex won't fully mature until their mid-20s. So these changes are happening during the most critical period for developing focus and impulse control skills. What we're seeing is the creation of adults who can't graduate from college, hold jobs, or maintain relationships. So put together these three changes, the dopamine egg loop, the avatar magnet, and the attention drift have rewired your child's brain to say yes to Roblox and no to everything else. So as a parent, what are you supposed to do? Well, the good news is that it's possible to reverse these changes. That's thanks to neuroplasticity, our brain's ability to change and adapt. It's why we can learn new skills and form new habits throughout life. And it's why with the right intervention and support, your child's brain changes caused by Roblox can be reversed. Often, in order for this to be successful, playtime will need to be reduced back to a state of balance. Or in severe cases, a detox of 30 to 90 days would be required. This is often where families are struggling the most, because as a parent, you understand this, but getting your child to agree to make these changes is the barrier you're coming up against. That's why, as a gamer myself, I've developed a comprehensive system for parents to reverse these brain changes so your child can thrive again. My system has already helped thousands of families, and I'm certain it can help yours too. So to learn the exact system I use to turn addicted gamers into thriving adults, watch the video that's on your screen right now, where I reveal the exact 3-step system thousands of families have used to reverse these changes.